You're eating healthy. You lost all that weight.
Oh yeah.
So you
look how skinny.
I know you don't have to brag, Shrek.
Okay.
But anyway.
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for Cobra Kai, this one's going to be doing my final review. I know you guys have been waiting on this one. I've just finished the final batch of episodes of Cobra Kai, finished it last night, and just was waiting until I could do the review today. I made sure to go over everything again, and kind of just made sure to kind of get everything, really just indented in my brain, because this was such an insane final batch of episodes of the show. Now, we had 5 episodes. We had 5 episodes of the first half, 5 episodes of the second half, and 5 episodes of the final half. And immediate reaction, I can say, after the ending of this show, this is another leading example of very little TV shows that really, really ended things well. I was seriously satisfied with the way that this concluded. It did everything I would want it to do. Like, every little thing that I wanted from this half gave me. It gave me. Everything was just perfectly done. So I'm going to go over each episode kind of in their own terms, but I'll start with this. There's really not all that much that I have to complain about. Like, there's like one thing, like one little thing I would have adjusted. Aside from that, everything to me was just perfect. Like, everything was amazing. So let's go through each episode, right? So episode 11 is kind of the aftermath after Quan and him going down. Now, we skip a little bit of time. We actually skip about a month in time. And we see, obviously, what, Kreese is, doing, obviously being what he is, with, Cobra Kai. And it's pretty insane because he's kind of deciding to back out. He kind of looks at it like, after what happened with Quan, he doesn't really want to do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? He kind of backs out. And you've got Sensei Kim, the grandfather, that's kind of like this, just absolute crazy maniac. And basically, he kind of says, he's like, yeah, like, you're in, and you're a quitter and this and that and you're whatever. But Kreese decides, like, Kreese kind of wakes up this half. He kind of realizes, he's like, okay, a kid died. Like, honestly, at this point, I'm not gonna go and try to continue more conflict because people are actually getting killed now. So Kreese kind of comes to his senses, and I'd say that that's probably one of my favorite elements of this season in general, is seeing Kreese kind of realize the stakes are as high as they are, realizing that this is not worth it anymore. You gotta realize when to put, all of this to rest, and that's what he does. And I thought it was fantastic, but we get in this one of the most insane things. We actually get Sensei Kim that gets killed by his daughter. He actually gets killed. So I got to admit, it was kind of disappointing. I was kind of expecting more about Sensei Kim. That was the only thing about this group of episodes I thought was a little disappointing. They really, really hyped him up just for him to get killed, you know what I'm saying? And I do know, I am also aware that the actor for the grandfather is played by the actor that plays Masuka on Dexter, which is crazy. And I kind of thought his character would be a bit more. I did enjoy the scene where she killed him. I thought it was a pretty insane sequence, and I think the scene was well done. I just feel like he was kind of a waste of potential, but I did enjoy the scene nevertheless. I thought it was really good. Now, we've also got Daniel. We've got him doing his thing at the car dealership. They're kind of celebrating, an anniversary and stuff, and they're kind of, contemplating whether or not to go back and finish what they started, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what happened at the Sekai Taikai. And you've got Daniel that, of course, kind of realizes in this moment, like, okay, you know what, like, if the kids want it, and if everybody wants it, then they'll do it. And that's kind of the decision that they come to make. And I like it because you've got Terry Silver in this episode that captures Johnny, and he's like, we're gonna convince Daniel, we're gonna do things the wrong way, and it's really just a matter of like, well, Terry Silver has nothing, and he tells them that he's got nothing but this tournament, and that's same really with Kreese. They both have nothing, so they are focused on this 1,000,000%. But it's pretty insane because in this episode, like, you actually realize that it's like, no, they may have only this left, but, it's the matter of, do they want to put their lives on the line like this again to do this and win the game? And that's what they kind of come to a conclusion of, like, it's not about winning. Let's just finish what we started. And by the end of the episode, they make the decision to go back. So that's episode 11. Really set the stage for what they were doing here. Now, episode 12 is even bigger because now you've got Johnny's wife, who is going to be giving birth. Well, now they're going going to be husband and wife. He tries to set up a whole like stunt to propose to her, and it doesn't work because she goes into labor and stuff, which now Johnny has a little girl, which I thought was awesome. They celebrate that in this episode, which I thought was fantastic. Really emotional scene, but really, really cool for Johnny, and really cool that he gets to be a, husband and a father now, which I thought was great. And you have Daniel and Amanda in this one that kind of go to this like wine country, and you've got Chosen in this one, who is actually like somewhat the responsible one. Like, you've got Daniel and you got Amanda, they're kind of like worrying about Sam because she's gonna be moving away soon and stuff, and they don't really know how to deal with it and stuff. And you got Chosen that's actually kind of the responsible one. He's the one that drives them while they get hammered. So they kind of reverse roles in this episode, which I thought was crazy. Now you've also got Tori in this one. Now Tori decides that she is going to, go back and do what she knows best and represent Cobra Kai no matter what, which I think is really cool. But she allies with our group. And you have her and Sam in this one that kind of, I'd say, squash their beef for good. They kind of have a cool heart-to-heart in this one, which I thought was really cool. Seeing Tori and seeing Sam work together again was fantastic. I love to see it because, again, it's really awesome. It's really awesome to see, and it's really awesome to see them come together. But yeah, I thought that was fantastic. Episode 12 was a really great setup episode, and a nice, calm, chill episode with our characters that I thought was really enjoyable. Now, next up, we get episode 13. Now, 13 was heavy, man. This one was crazy. They're back in now. They're back in now. They're back to what's happening. And you've got Kreese that's actually kind of, stopping by and kind of like a redemption for Kreese, which is one of the most shocking things of this half for me. He really just put his whole life into perspective after what happened, and he actually goes to Tori and he says, "This is it, kiddo. Like, this is it. I'm gone. And I thought that was so insane. You've got that. You've got the tournament that's going down. You got the Iron Dragons that are back in the fold, which, dear God, man, these people piss me off. Especially that Zara chick or whatever. She is just freaking full of herself, man. Oh, my God. But anyway, you've got Kreese in this one that apologizes to Johnny, and I thought this was so incredible. And I love that they do it in the parking lot where the opening of the second movie happened. I thought that was incredibly done. But Johnny doesn't want to forgive him, and I completely understand that. But I can't even believe that we're seeing Kreese do this. Like, Kreese really came through in these final episodes. They gave him a full-on redemption arc, and they gave him a moment of peace with Johnny, which I thought was so insane. But yeah, no, I honestly think that in terms of, at least the way it goes down, I thought the way that they redeemed Kreese was fantastic. Now, in the actual fight, in the dojo, you've got a massive sequence that goes down with the Iron Dragons. Oh, man. Rocky kind of, unfortunately, Robbie unfortunately gets a massive, massive injury. He gets his leg broken, which was a massive, massive moment as he gets taken down, and he's out. He's out of the fight completely. Now, you've also got Sam that decides that she gives up. She's not going to fight anymore either. So the team is going down. Robbie has a broken leg. Sam is not really willing to do this stuff anymore, and they're really getting down to their numbers now. I mean, you got Miguel. You've got Tori, which is representing Cobra Kai, and like a few others, but it's not much, you know what I mean? Now, I got to admit, I didn't like cry at this, but I was on the verge when you had Johnny that confronted Kreese for the last time in that hallway, and he just spewed out all his anger towards him, and then the scene turned into a hug. That was beautiful. Like the acting between them, I felt it. Like, I felt the emotion in that scene. Insane, man. Absolutely insane. Kreese and his character this season is straight up the standout for me. His character is insane. He is so good. And I love that he made peace with Johnny in the end. I love that scene so much. And then when they're getting ready to do the fight at the end and they salute each other, top-notch stuff. I mean, seriously, just top frickin' notch. Loved all of that. Now, in the penultimate episode, episode 14, you got the fight that's really going down with the Iron Dragons. Can I just say, first of all, the two MVPs of this episode, Miguel and Tori, they kicked ass. Tori finally took out that stupid Zelda idiot, or whatever you call her, that stupid idiot from the Iron Dragon. She took her down. She knocked her darn tooth out on top of all that. She freaking handled it. Tori, man, I gotta say, really, really came back swinging. I mean, it was incredible to see. And in this episode, and I loved it so much, they opened up Cobra Kai again. They opened up that dojo. And they trained Tori. They trained, everybody. And of course, under Johnny's rule. Johnny was the one that was their sensei at Cobra Kai again. And Daniel was the one that gifted him that. I just thought that was so crazy. And now you've got Tori that actually apologizes to Sam and Daniel and Amanda and all them. She's like, listen, like, I've done horrible things. I can't even believe you guys keep backing me up. And they say, they're like, we've all done mistakes, but the important thing is that you made it through it and you're admitting to it. You know what I mean? And I like that. I really like how they concluded Tori's character. And I like that they gave her perspective again. Tori was really, really enjoyable in especially this penultimate, but just in general the season. They really brought her back to what she really is, and she kicked that stupid idiot's ass from the friggin' Iron Dragon. So I got a lot of respect for her in this half. Tori killed it, man. She really did. Now let's talk about Miguel now. Miguel, man, I mean, when they were doing the flashbacks, man, that's when it really got me. When they were doing the flashbacks, and it was all the scenes of Johnny training him over the seasons, and then you see him go up against, this guy, of course, who was the guy that was hitting on Sam in the second half of the season. You can tell he purposefully lost. You can definitely tell. But, of course, that makes sense because the Iron Dragons are not playing fair. They're not being, good sportsmanship and all that. They're just being assholes. And Terry Silver doesn't care about anything else but himself. He just cares about winning and being on top, and that's basically it. And it leaves them at a tie. So now, leading into the finale, you have Johnny that has to go up against that smug-faced moron. I can't stand the guy. I don't even remember the damn name. I don't care to. He was an asshole, and he has to fight against him. So you got Johnny versus this guy in the series finale. But the crazy thing is, and I thought this was absolutely nuts, Daniel is going to be his sensei. So they set the stage for an incredible finale. But before they do that, we get probably the most insane sequence of an entire Cobra Kai anything. Kreese confronts Silver at his boat. And I can't even believe it. They fight it out. They fight back and forth. And they actually both die. They blow each other up on this yacht. And you get Kreese versus Silver as they light the darn thing on fire and blow up. And I love that the final thing he says as they see the gasoline pour is, no. And you got Kreese, mercy, as it blows up. What an incredible sequence. Kreese fully made up for what he did. And that's what I like about that scene. He fully made up for what he did. And sacrificed himself to take Silver out to do something heroic. So after that crazy sacrifice and after everything that went down, which I just thought was absolutely insane, and I'll say, he redeemed himself. He really did. But now you've got these two that are dead, right? So now it's like, oh my god, like what the hell is going to happen next? And then the series finale, and you know what's funny? The series finale is actually a very just nice conclusion. That's what it is. You've got Daniel as his sensei and Johnny that's going to be fighting. And it's incredible. It's an incredible episode. They start off with him. He's going to see his mom. He kind of talks about himself as a loser type, right? And they kind of build the whole episode on that idea. And he doesn't really have his confidence at all. And I really like the message of the episode because they say it's not about winning. It's just about, doing your best and that being that. And Daniel leading his way and being his sensei, I thought was so incredible. And he's got his kid there. He's got his, his wife. He doesn't want to let them down. And that's what this smug guy from the Iron Dragon says. He literally says, he's like, oh, yeah, well, the thing is, though, problem is, like, yeah, your kid is there, and your kid's going to be looked at as a loser if you don't win, and all this type of stuff. The guy is an absolute tool. And it's insane because in this final fight, they go up against each other. Everybody's there. Everybody's waiting for it, And you got Dimitri that's hooking up with this woman. He misses the fight completely. He misses everything. And you've got everybody that's there, and then you've got Johnny that it becomes close, man. It gets really close. He's losing at first, but I like that the method that Daniel uses is anger and saying like, stop being such a, you know, a whiny baby, you know, like actually go out there and do it. And that's what, you know, ultimately got him to win. But I thought it was so crazy. It felt like a true, you know, coming full circle moment, like Daniel filled in the crease role, you know what I'm saying, in that moment. And Johnny won, narrowly, but he won. And the final fight was absolutely incredible. I absolutely loved it so much. And I loved seeing Daniel and Johnny come out on top. A full victory between these two working together. Johnny finally wins at this place that he lost at all those years ago, and now he can rest easy knowing that, you know, he is a champion there, and everybody looks at him as that, and that's how it ends. Johnny is not a loser. He is very much a winner, and that is how the show ends. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was absolutely incredible. And we have a few other minor scenes to kind of wrap everything up. You got Sam that moves away. You've got Tori and Robbie that are opening like their own thing now, so they're gonna get their own thing. I've heard people already say, like, could we get a spin-off of them too? We definitely could. I mean, I'd be up for it. I would love it. But they got their own thing. Sounds like they got their own job with karate, which is pretty cool. You got karate, you know, of course, that's being taught at Cobra Kai again by Johnny. You got Miyagi-Do, of course, with Daniel. And it's just really, really cool to see. Like, everything ended very well. And I gotta say, man, the final scene where you have the fly being, you know, caught with the chopsticks, and you see Miyagi, and he's like, oh, beginner's luck, you know? And then you see Daniel, he's about to get it, and then, bam, you got Johnny that's just like, no mercy, you know? And then they conclude the show. Honestly, what else do you want? This is a phenomenal conclusion. This is a phenomenal conclusion. I was so happy with the way this ended. Like, this was so incredible. I absolutely loved how they wrapped this show up. It was so satisfying. I'm going to give this a 9.5 this half. There were little things I'd tweak, but overall, they did a fantastic job. They did a fantastic job. And it really left the show in a satisfactory fashion. It really did. I gotta admit, they really killed it with the way that they did that. Part 2 and Part 3 especially. Those last two halves were really well done. So, Cobra Kai never dies. We'll be back with the movie. We'll probably do a series review on this because I do want to do an overarching review, but at least for this final half, loved it. I thought it was fantastic, and I am leaving very satisfied. So now it's time for you guys to talk. Talk away. Let me know your opinions on the ending of the Cobra Kai show. How did you feel about it? Let me know all that stuff in the comments. And of course, if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, sure to click subscribe and so you don't miss any of the videos for Cobra Kai. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Cobra Kai. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.